Hello, all. My name is Justin Chemcials, and today I'll be speaking about toxins that are present in our food. There are a lot of major concerns, and one of the main ones is the amount of toxic chemicals in our food has never been higher. The way these toxins enter our food could vary. They could be intentionally introduced, naturally occurring, or even a byproduct of food processing, such as cooking, adding seasonings, or even spices. There have been many stories and reports published by doctors that mention the side effects such as mild gastric discomfort, to even extreme cases leading to death from things such as botulism or red tide poisoning that are resultant from food toxins. While the vast majority of animals hunt, gather, and food, somewhere in the evolution of man, we learned to grow food and created techniques that allowed us to keep the food for longer or increase their desirable characteristics. Despite these varying origins, many of these toxic chemicals threaten the environment, animals, ourselves, and of course, the generations to come. Like many food toxins, intentional food toxins are substances that are not normally found in food. Usually, they're added with the goal of modifying or introducing a characteristic into the food, such as changing the color or maybe even masking an unfavorable taste. However, there's not much known about the safety of these substances, so they continue to exist in the gray area, causing a lot of controversy between researchers, moms, and people who are generally into fitness and health. Despite these new uncertainties, these new products continue to be created, and things such as GMOs emerge from it. GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, and their effects over the long term stimulate long lasting debates about them. While there appears to be many positive effects from GMO usage, we are not sure if the pros outweigh the cons. However, without GMOs or food additives, it'd be extremely difficult to have a wide variety and a high quantity on demand in these urban areas. This has led to a domino effect caused from the population increase, which ultimately continues to lead to increased demand for food. Unfortunately, food companies such as Monsanto want to exploit this increased demand and lack of knowledge for food to deceive consumers. More often than not, major food corporations collaborate with advertising and marketing teams to make their food more appealing to consumers. Recently, a lot of people want to be healthy, fit, and generally choose the food options that appear so. However, instead of generating healthier food choices, many of these food corporations use words in order to market their foods to appear healthy. The lack of strict guidelines and enforcements on food labeling from the Food and Drug Administration allows these corporations way too much freedom to mislead their consumers. This combined with a lack of widespread knowledge leads to misinformed decisions and an heightened amount of toxins introduced to our bodies. Preservatives and synthetic agents inhibit the oxygen absorption and delay mildew and mold growth. While these agents help create a longer life for food, the effects that are beneficial to prolonging the decay process are also detrimental to human cells once they are consumed. See, the oxygen absorption that's inhibited and stops and delays mildew and mold growth does the same thing to the cells within our bodies. The cells become deprived of oxygen, they're robbed of nutrients, and these additives and toxins ultimately can lead to cell mutation and warmly welcomes the development of cancerous cells. Before, food was often harvested when it's going to be consumed. People would go out, grab it, cook it, share with their families and friends. And prepared food was, in most situations, immediately consumed with no intentions of preserving it. However, more recently, we often look for foods that are preserved or last longer. And despite the increase of knowledge about some of the substances that allow this preservation, many continue to consume them. Children also have begun to develop allergies that were previously unheard of, and we continue to see new illnesses and allergies emerge every year. Not surprisingly, people want food that lasts longer. Lifestyles have transitioned to becoming more fast paced, and as a result, people demand convenience and want to feel that they're getting the best bang for their buck. In order to avoid wasting food, it is common to see it canned, pickled, and frozen. The effects that come from this processing are not always negative. For example, sometimes processing food removes undesirable qualities or toxins, or may even reintroduce the vital nutrients into that food. When cereal grains are refined, they become easier to cook, digest, and less likely to deteriorate during storage. However, this same process also causes them to be less nutritious. This creates a dilemma in many. Healthy options exist and are relatively easy to execute. Purchasing foods such as fruits, veggies, and meat from farmers markets helps to support local businesses and promotes a true sense of what is fresh. One could simply replace factory processed snacks with homemade goodies, greatly reducing the amount of unknown substances in one's food. Also, planning meals weekly can help maintain the convenience associated with fast food. On foods that are prepackaged, reading the nutritional information label makes one more conscious of what they're putting in their bodies. And of course, increasing one's daily physical activity helps to fortify the immune system and may psychologically cause one to make better food choices. Despite the widespread usage of these toxins and the consumption of processed foods, it's not too late. Stricter guidelines and enforcement of them will motivate large corporations to transition to healthier products. Even more so, the continued research of these substances and their effects on humans and the environment will make it easier to deem whether a substance is malignant or if it's okay to put in our food. To speed up this process of healthier, widespread food choices, the government can implement a higher tax on unhealthy food choices and products. Of course, this tax would be more effective if it applied to both consumers and producers. People are often inclined to choose whichever food is more affordable when their budget may be tight. Consequently, subsidizing the healthier food with minimal processing will promote its consumption. Finally, introducing future generations with healthier food initially will help mold their taste buds and possibly perpetuate better food choices.